be the place. Steve said it's the place down the long driveway with the orange lights. I don't know, it looks kind of creepy, but he said they have the best candy, so I guess we'll give it a shot. There's the orange lights. This must be it. What's that? It's a cat. Man, at least it wasn't a black cat. Trick or treat!
What are you supposed to be?
Just a regular middle-aged guy.
Oh, well, we have a very special bowl for you.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pews and Brews. I'm Not So Tactical Tim, coming to you from the Not So Tactical Tavern, and yes, that's right, I'm back. Doing what I do best, having a couple beers, and also talking about some gun gear. Probably better at having the beers, but, you know, we work with what we have. So you may have noticed that I really didn't do any videos over the summer. Between the pandemic, the ammo shortage, my work schedule, and we did have an issue here at home. If you've seen my 50 Beowulf video, you'll see that Mrs. Not So Tactical has really short hair in that video. That's because she was recovering from a battle with breast cancer. Unfortunately, it's something that affects a lot of women these days, and I am happy to say that she has won that battle and is now cancer-free. But just with everything going on, it just didn't really work out for me to really do any videos this summer. But thank God all that's behind us now, and I can get back to doing what I like to do. As far as the ammo shortage goes, you are starting to see some of the ammo come back, but a lot of it's still on the pretty pricey side. I mean, the 223s, you're looking at between 15 and 20 bucks a box. So at 75 cents to $1 every time you pull the trigger, that can make for a really expensive range day. What we're going to talk about today is a way to cut the cost of that range day and still go out there and have a ton of fun. And that's with CMMG's 22 long rifle conversion kit. It's a completely standalone kit. What you get in the kit is all you need to convert your AR-15. The mags fit in a standard mag well. It's got a full stainless bolt on it that has its own spring blowback system. So there's nothing in your buffer tube that you need to change at all because it doesn't even use your buffer system to begin with. The gun we're going to use is this one right here. Nothing special about it. It's just an Aero Precision lower with a Palmetto State upper that I put together. This little red dot that's on here is a cheapy red dot that I got on Amazon for like 40 bucks. It's actually pretty nice. It's got 4 different reticles you can choose from. It does red and green. And it holds 0 really well. So maybe I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out. Other than that, this is a 5.56 NATO 1-in-7 twist. I decided to go that way because it's probably the most common one out there and what people are most likely to have. So that's what I'm going to use to do this video with. We are going to be shooting at some targets and seeing how relatively accurate we can get with it. If you've seen my other videos, I'm not a huge stickler for accuracy because some people are more accurate than others. Some guns are more accurate than others. So I'm not going to sit out there spending 15 or 20 minutes trying to get the absolute most accurate target that I can possibly get with this kit because it's a plinker. People are going to go out there, slam a magazine in there, and just plink around with it. So that's the way I'm going to film it. I'm not going to spend 15 or 20 seconds in between each shot working on my breathing. You know, we're going to get out there, shoot at a pretty good pace, and, you know, just check for some general accuracy. My big thing is reliability and function. If the gun isn't reliable and doesn't function reliably, then accuracy is irrelevant. So we're going to put it through its paces for a little bit of accuracy, and then there's a good chance we might do some rapid fire testing to check the reliability. So other than that, let's take this. We're going to look at the bolt and the magazine real quick, just to give you a quick overview. Really not a lot to go over as far as installation. If you can switch a bolt out, you can slap this kit in and be ready to go in 10 seconds. So we'll take a quick look at the bolt and magazine, and then get out there and cover the ground with some 22 shells. Stick around. All right, we're going to do a quick overview of everything that comes with the kit. As you see, we have our 3 magazines and our bolt. It just comes in a regular plastic clamshell packaging, so no sense showing that. Nothing special there. The magazines, really, really nice. Real thick, heavy duty. They're 25 rounds. They're set up just like a standard 30 round 223 mag. They function exactly the same. If you see on the back here, there are these brass inserts. That's really nice. That's what holds the screws in. Because if you've done any 22 shooting, you know, they're kind of on the dirty side. So it's not a bad idea to completely disassemble these once in a while and give them a good thorough cleaning. And having those brass inserts, you don't have to worry about the screws stripping out the polymer, and then you just end up with a useless magazine because it won't stay together. But that's about it for the mags. Like I said, real heavy duty and feel really, really durable. And you get 3 of them, so you can have 75 rounds ready to go when you get to the range. The bolt is another piece that's just, you know, has good weight to it, just feels really solid. If you can see, there's really nice TIG welding on all the joints. Has its own spring, so everything's self-contained, just works off of a spring blowback action. Up front here, this is your 223 chambering piece that'll chamber into your gun. It's all one piece with this whole front head here. That's the only part of this that I would be a little bit careful with, is the mouth of this case, just through necessity, has to be fairly thin, so you don't want to drop it on concrete or, you know, really slam it into anything. Now, the one piece I don't have out here is, it does come with a rubber protector for this. Frankly, I just can't find it. But I keep this in a dedicated 22 plinker, so, you know, as long as you're careful with that, no problem there. The ejector is actually built into this bottom plate here, so that should last forever. It has a really nice, generous feed ramp down here. The firing pin is spring-loaded. 2 good things with that is, number 1, prevents any chance of slam fires, which can happen with free-floating pins, especially on a 22. And if you dry fire a 22, which is never really a good idea to do, having that be spring-loaded, you know, kind of helps soften it so you're not peening up the firing pin or the chamber face. Other than that, it's really just as simple as remove your bolt, insert this just like you would with your standard bolt, close it up, you're ready to go. It really is just that simple. Your dust cover will still function as it's supposed to. When you cock it, it'll pop right open. Now, the one main difference with this, in the back, if you see, has this tab that comes up. A standard AR-15 bolt does not have that. What that does is prevent this bolt from cycling back into your buffer system at all. So it doesn't use any of your buffer components on your AR-15. It does not have a last round hold open, but that's really not that big a deal, and probably adding that feature would have increased the price anyway. So, you know, for everything you get with this for $199 to be able to go out there and just easily swap it out and get out and get plinking, man, it's just a really nice looking kit. So let's get out there and run it through its paces. All right, we're out here at the range on a beautiful sunny day here for the middle of October up in the Northeast. It's probably about 75 degrees. I should have worn shorts instead of long pants. It's actually kind of hot out here. We're going to try about 5 different kinds of ammo. The basic common ones that you will typically find on your regular store shelf. I know nothing's real typical to find right now, but these are the ones that I could put together, so I figure it's probably what most people will be able to find. I don't expect any of them to be dead nuts accurate. I mean, it's a 22 conversion kit. They're not going to be super accurate. I'm not looking to cut the same hole or probably even get within a couple inch group of each other at 25-30 yards. But we'll run them through because the biggest thing is we want to make sure that they all function reliably, because you should use a high velocity in this. The subsonics in that probably aren't going to cycle it properly. These are all a high velocity, common to find shells, so we'll run them through and we'll test them out for some accuracy, and maybe one of them will come out on top. Stick around and we'll get to doing some shooting. Okay, I'm using the Birchwood Casey Shooting C's. This is the Remington Thunderbolts, or Thunder Duds as some people call them, even though I had no duds in my day out shooting. Not a terrible group. Now this was centered a little bit high, on the bullseye, so those were shooting, left and a little higher. The Norm Attack 22s were pretty much on level, and group wise not too bad out of an AR conversion at 30 yards with just a red dot. This next one, I tried those little covered dots that Birchwood Casey provides, so you can put them over your old holes, and yeah, it didn't work out. I think that's why the CCIs, why I have such a bad group with them, is because seeing all this green pop up kind of threw me. I wasn't sure from 30 yards away exactly, what was going on with that. And then these Aguilas, the Super Extras, these actually, you can see they're just about the same hole, and that one through the same hole. So those could probably be tuned in to be fairly accurate as well, I would think. And then these herders actually didn't group too bad. They were pretty much right on plane. There's a flyer, but otherwise they grouped pretty well. You see here there's only 4 targets up. I came across the herders at the last minute, so since those were the last ones I came across, I left them off of this rather than put up a whole nother target specifically for them. There you can see the Thunderbolts again shooting a little bit high. Now you got to keep in mind, all this shooting is done in real time. It's not sped up. This is the speed at which I'm shooting, and I just have my rifle laid across a range bag at 30 yards with a 0 magnification red dot on it. So, and these targets are a lot smaller than the Birchwood Shooting C targets were. And TAC 22, not as good as the previous group at the Shooting C. The CCIs I kind of bared down on because of how bad a group that I shot on the Shooting C with those dots popping off. And starts out here with, a real nice little group going. And then, of course, bang, flyer. And then the Aguilas, right in the middle, just a little left, flyer. Another nice one, and then another flyer almost through the same hole. Figured this wouldn't be complete without a little bit of rapid fire. And as you see, this is a completely different gun. This is a 1-8 223 Wild that we're going to try this rapid fire with, just to give you an idea of, you can use it on multiple different ARs, and it seems to be reliable no matter what one you use it in. Of course, these heavy steels, the 22s don't knock down too well. say that's pretty reliable. Back here to wrap up the review, and instead of a brew to wrap this up, I think I'm going to have a bourbon. A little bit of high test for this one, because man, this thing was a blast. If you're on the fence about getting one of these, don't be. They are a ton of fun. The nice thing is, if you already have an AR, obviously that's what it's made for. You don't have to, and I know this is a little sacrilegious, but you don't have to go out and buy a whole different gun just to have something to shoot 22s out of. Like I said, I know saying not to buy another gun is a little over the edge, but maybe you could save that extra money for something different than a 22. At $199 for the kit, really not crazy expensive considering the quality that you get with it, and the fun factor is just off the charts. I don't know if you've shot one of these, but they're just a blast to shoot. Now, in filming this video, I probably shot 200 or 300 of the Remington Thunderbolts, mainly because that's what I had the most of. I had 2 bricks of them, and all the other ammo that I ran through, during the testing and that you saw, without cleaning this whatsoever. I did not have a single failure to feed or a single failure to fire out of all of those rounds. And with the majority of them being the Thunderbolts, which kind of have the nickname Thunder Duds, no problems whatsoever. Everything ran through it like a top. It's a great kit. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. With the different kinds of ammo that I tried and the amount of shooting that I did with no cleaning, for it to just keep running the way it did, I was really surprised. The other thing about the cleaning is you just pop the bolt out, wipe everything down. Now, you do get a little bit of blowback around the chamber, where that chambering piece, the front end goes in. So I would clean out your chamber a little bit before you switch back to 223s. But other than that, cleaning's really a breeze with this kit, so there's just nothing about it that I don't like. The other nice thing about it is, if you have young kids or maybe a wife or a girlfriend that doesn't like the loud noise or doesn't like the recoil of the 223s, slap one of these kits in, grab a brick of 22s, and just go out to the range and have some fun all day. With the price of 223s, it just, a couple bricks of 22s and you'll make up the cost of the kit anyway, as compared to shooting 223s. So, like I said, if you're on the fence about getting it, don't be. I mean, they're a ton of fun to shoot, and they function reliably. There is just no doubt about it. The accuracy is also not too bad, so, get out there and spend a couple bucks on one of these CMMG 22 long rifle kits. I really don't think you'll be disappointed. Well, that'll wrap it up for this review. So from all of us here at the Not So Tactical Tavern to all of you, get out there and do something useful with yourself and get pewing. We'll see you next time. I might take this back out tomorrow. Oh yeah, we also got a not so tactical puppy. This is Tug McPaw. So named because my wife's a big fan of Tug McGraw. What do you say, buddy? Give me 5? All right. Good boy. Yes, that's a good boy.